Stephanie, what are your key takeaways? And we should inform our viewers that a potential deal, a more than $1 trillion stimulus package that we thought was coming together, there was going to be a procedural vote. At this point, it seems as though no deal tonight against the backdrop of this.
That is absolutely my biggest takeaway. Over the weekend, I've been speaking to business leaders, banking executives who said it sounds like things are getting closer and closer. They're in close contact with Secretary Mnuchin. But the fact that no deal happened tonight, that's devastating for individuals, small and big businesses alike. So let's start with individuals. The president said right there how much he cares about the American people. This is obviously not their fault, and they'll be getting checks. We've heard the proposal from the White House, $1,200 to people who make up to $75,000. But without a deal, they're not going to be getting that. As far as small businesses goes, they have extended small business loans to include even more businesses, a bigger number. But think about the logistics. These are loans. They're not grants. We're 1 week away from credit cards being due, from rent having to be paid. Small businesses are any businesses with 500 people or less. So yes, there's more availability for loans, but we don't know what are getting passed or the logistics to get any of this money to those companies. And now the third leg would be big business. So publicly traded companies. I invite you to look at Dow futures. They're down over 900 already, and that's since the president started speaking. And he still is saying select businesses, right? He mentioned there the cruise industry. He said how important it was economically, specifically to Florida, and what a big employer that was. And that's true. But I invite you to look. The three largest cruise lines are not registered in the United States. They're registered in Liberia, Panama, and Bermuda. So we know there's going to be a lot of public pushback around these quote-unquote corporate bailouts because they're not across the board for industries. It's for select industries. And one of the things we heard from Democratic lawmakers today, there's not enough details in what these bailout packages will be. And one of the gripes in 2008 where banks were bailed out and it worked out for executives and stock buybacks happened, but it didn't trickle down. Now, the president mentioned he didn't want to see stock buybacks, but again, we just don't know the details. And the fact that we don't have details and no deal signed, that means no money's going through. Not yet.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.